All right, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, since 1969, under Commander General Yohana. We are here to edify the so-called Blacks, Latino, and Native American man, woman, and child, and to bring them back to their heritage, and to tell them that they are the children, the chosen children of Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And we're going to get it tonight. Just try to edify the people as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start out in Deuteronomy. Let's see, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But, first of all, why is it important to know your heritage? Your heritage is very vital. It's like the foundation of life, right? Without, it's like a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like a tree without no roots is pretty much dead. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are as a people. We are dead spiritually because we lack knowledge of who we are, what our heritage is. Your heritage is nothing but traditions. And if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, which were given to us by the Most High, because we are God's chosen people, we would follow these commandments with traditions. You know what I'm saying? And we won't be in the hole that we are. We wouldn't be a base people that we are today. But let's go ahead and get it in Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So these are the curses right here. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. We're going to start. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee. Now, surely, us as a whole, so-called Black, Latino, Native American, we are a cursed people. I mean, we've been down and out since we've been over here in, this place called America, aka Babylon. But we are very base, base people compared to these heathens out here, these other nations out here. We are the tail and they are the head. I mean, and it's clear as day. But verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. I mean, we cursed in the cities. What are we doing in these major cities? We unaliving each other, selling drugs, prostitute, what have you. You know what I'm saying? We are at, like I said, the numbers, the percentage of us, we are doing, out there in the cities, we aren't doing too well. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we got for us to show is the entertainment world, But as far as being just a people trying to strive in this place, you know what I'm saying? We are failing. We are failing. Big time. You know what I'm saying? But cursed shall be in the city, right? And cursed shalt thou be in the field. Let's take the so-called people, the Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, right? They are the tribe of Issachar. This is literal right here. They are really they are being cursed in the field today, working. They're out there working in the field. And what? ICE is coming out there and taking these people, stripping them from their kids, stripping them from their families. You know what I'm saying? If that's not a curse, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? They out there just working, trying to make a living for their family. That's a curse right there. And it literally says that right here. Cursed in the field. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. And that's just talking about the provisions. You like to go in in the store and fill up your basket as much as you can. But not us, we just, we live check to check. That's how it is here. You know what I'm saying? But if you like your store, if you had, let's say especially back in the day, you had, sheep and cattle and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? If you had plenty, you could start. I mean, you don't even have to go to the store. You could provide for yourself. And not only that, you can actually provide for the village. They come to you and buy stuff from you. And that's what that's talking about right there, right? Verse 18, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Like I said, flocks, you know what I'm saying? That's your sheep, your cattle, you know what I'm saying, goats, what have you, you know what I'm saying? That's all the stuff that you need to survive, But I mean, and the fruit of thy body, what does Most High say? Be fruitful and multiply, right? You're gonna tear, you're gonna tear down your fruit is your children. You know what I'm saying? Your family, whatnot. It's a metaphor as well. You know what I'm saying? It could be literal. I mean, there's times in the Bible where there was major famine, and some people ate their children. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just a curse. I mean, look what happened on transatlantic slave trade. I mean, some of those slaves, they died, and they actually fed those slaves that died. They fed those to the other slaves. This is real stuff. This is true. This is a curse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like I said, it's a literal and metaphorical. But let's get to 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Let's use another example. There was times when, the men came into the house, because there was a time where when they went out the house, went to work, trying to provide for their family, they were called boy. Grown men being called boy. So how you think they'll feel? Who you think they're gonna take that out on when they go back to their house? That's right. They rib, their wife, their children. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna go out, be cursed, you know what I'm saying? Be called every little name and treated every little way, what have you. You know what I'm saying? And then go back and take it right back to that house, to the point to where we don't even have a man in the house in the average Black, Latino, Native American household nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And that's how destroyed we are, because we are a cursed people. Let's see. Let's go to verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. It's like, I mean, there it is there. I mean, all around, we just because we have rejected the Most High, we don't want to hearken to his law, statutes, and commandments. We don't even, we have some people that say, hey, we aren't the chosen people. You know what I'm saying? That's how wicked they just don't want to, it says, Slakia, if you turn your ear from even hearing the law, even your prayer shall be an abomination. I believe that's Proverbs 28. But just from hearing the law, and that's what we tend to do. We try to play stupid and just, try to act like, oh, the laws are well, we are taught by the Christian church, by the masses, you know what I'm saying, Christian and Catholic churches, that the laws are done away with. You know what I'm saying? They try to program into our heads and stuff like that. So, we're going to take it, because we ain't, when it comes down to it, we don't want to stop eating pork, stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster and stuff like that, and do all this wickedness that we do out here. You know what I'm saying? So we won't even read this Bible, and if we do, we gonna scan straight through it. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what we got. Let's go to Isaiah 1, Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah chapter 1. So chapter 1. Yeah, we are going to get into these curses and the reason why we're cursed. You know what I'm saying? Why we are destroyed people, why we are base people. 24/7 in this place called America, aka Babylon. But let's go ahead and get it. And we're going to find out how did we get into this state of being, you know what I'm saying, as a people. And like I said, we just don't want to listen to the Most High. Plain and simple. So, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 4. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. That's clear right there. You know what I'm saying? We are going away backwards. Just like this place we live in is backwards and upside down. You know what I'm saying? We so destroyed. Shit, just let somebody do a TikTok of people walking outside backwards. You know what I'm saying? You have our people doing that. You see a number of people, Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, walking out there backwards, literally. You know what I'm saying? That's how down we are. That's how destroyed we are as a people. We are straight rejects now. You know what I'm saying? As a people, as a whole, because we do not want to listen to the law, statutes, and commandments. Follow these law, statutes, and commandments and listen to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We are going away backwards. But let's see. We are rather be evildoers. We are rather be evildoers than to be the Most High's chosen people. That's real. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. We have every excuse in the book. Let's take just food alone. You know what I'm saying? We have a dietary law, right? And people would think, food, just eating certain foods, it's not evil, but it is. According to the Most High, it is. Pork is an abomination. You know what I'm saying? Shrimp, crab, and lobster, all that stuff is abomination. It is here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It is here, the crustaceans and all whatnot, you know what I'm saying? A certain fish, they are here to clean that water. You know what I'm saying? The swine is here to, eat up all your garbage. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were meant to do. You know what I'm saying? Eat all your waste and what have you. These animals have they have a responsibility here on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's to cleanse it. But yet, because we are, a stiff-necked people, we choose to say, hey, to hell with it. We're going to eat them. You know what I'm saying? And then, come across all these diseases, and we wonder why we leading in high blood pressure. We leading in diabetes, you know what I'm saying? Gout. And if you do your research, all this information, all this knowledge right now, now in these days, with this technology and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's right there at your hands. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and do the research and look all this stuff up and learn from yourself. But you chose not to do that. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Your if you turn your ear from hearing the law, even your prayers shall be an abomination. Bottom line. But we got all this information at hand, and we can learn and stop doing these wicked things. But like I said, the food alone is wickedness. You know what I'm saying? It's here for a reason. But what else? They say the Bible. We say the Bible is plagiarized. You know what I'm saying? Just so we don't have to. What they say? Oh, it was plagiarized by Egyptology, or they get the information from Egypt or whatnot. They say everything in the book just to stay away from this book. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. This book is like the number one bestseller in the world, number one seller in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because there's power. This book is based on it's you know, the Most High gave the prophets the Holy Spirit to write these records right here for us, Israel. You know, and I mean, there's a reason why this is a number. This is in basically every household. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk into nobody's household and see a Egyptologist book or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is powerful right here, man. These profound. You go to the book of Proverbs, the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Solomon. You know what I'm saying? Psalm. You know what I'm saying? You find nothing in Ecclesiastes. All that wisdom's in here. You know, you're not going to find that anywhere in any other book but this book called the Bible right here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but yeah, we say, oh, it's plagiarized. You know, not even knowing anything about Egyptologists, not even knowing anything about this. I had somebody tell me that one time. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even know nothing about the Bible like that. But he did know there's laws, statutes, and commandments in there. That's why he didn't want to hearken to this book. That's why he didn't want to open this book. Bottom line. But he was talking about it was plagiarized. You know what I'm saying? But what else they say? This book is a white man's book. I've heard that. You know, this book is a white man's book. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shim Yahushua Barakatah, young man DK checking in. Yahweh Shim Yahushua Barakatah to Adawan Uragabar. You know what I'm saying? And Salaki, I'm Priest and Officer Nayat. I forgot to state that. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down for Priest and Officer Uragabar for the Tuesday night class, Salaki. But where was I at? Oh yeah, they were, you know what they say. This is a white man's book, right? You know, you go to every household, you see what that Jesus picture, right? You know what I'm saying? We could go right here, and we could go in this book right here, and every single page you will not find under this description of no blue eye, blonde hair, stringy hair, white dude. You know what I'm saying? White man looking like a little girl. Looking effeminate and shit. You know what I'm saying? Salaki. You know what I'm saying? But you know, let's, as a matter of fact, let's go up in here and get it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's see strike one, strike two, and strike three, right? You know? Because if this is a white man's book, why it would be so easy just to go ahead and put that description in there. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot find that description right here in this book anywhere. From front to back. Nowhere in this book. If it was a white man's book, right? You know what I'm saying? But let's see what Christ really looked like. You know, go to the book of Daniel real quick. Daniel 7:9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. WOOL, wool, not stringy blonde hair. I mean, that's strike one right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they want to be right on, you know what I'm saying, we and really make that picture of Christ, you know, we will see woolly hair, not no stringy blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? It's right here in this book right here, right? Let's go turn to Daniel 10. Let's see. Daniel 10 and 5. And this is a vision that Daniel saw, right? And it says, verse 5, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Upas. You know, he had gold on, you know, on his garment and everything, like a breastplate or what have you. His body also was like the beryl. And that's what the beryl was. There was, you know, the beryl is jewels, a bunch of jewels on a breastplate. And his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as the lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. I mean, shouldn't we see that on there, on that picture right there? His arms being brown, his feet being brown, like polished brass. You know what I'm saying? What I mean, let's go back in the day. What segregation? You know what I'm saying? What coloreds over here, whites over there. You know what I'm saying? It said it's in color, right? Feet like in color. Yeah. So you know they had to change that image. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what happened? They would know that the chosen people were people of color. You know what I'm saying? We're so-called black people, we're so-called Latin people, so-called Native American people. You know what I'm saying? And they got Native Americans calling themselves red. You know, the red man. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? You are brown. You know, different colors, shades of brown. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? You got dark brown, you got light brown, you got, you know what I'm saying, beige brown, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, once again, that's what strike two right there. You know what I'm saying? And this is a vision that Daniel has seen. You know, Revelations. John. Let's go to Revelations. John had a vision as well. Let's see how he describes Christ. Let's see. It's going to be strike three right here. Let me see. Revelations 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. White like wool. You know, he had a beard that was just all white. It was gray, whatever, white, gray, and his hair was like wool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people, they actually, you know, they say, oh, his face was white. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You look like what? You look like a Q-tip. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy stuff, man. They just go, you know, even the Christian church. I mean, when it says he was beryl, you know, they said he was shining, he was glowing and stuff or something like that. I heard that one time back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But they disregard the arms like in color to brass, his feet like in color to brass. They disregarded that. You know what I'm saying? They come up with some bogus description. He was glowing. Let's see where we at. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass. Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. And his voice as the sound of many waters. Meaning, you know, I mean, you ever hear waters crash into a rock? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's powerful. That's how his voice was, powerful. But yet, you know, when they showed us, you know, this Jesus, you know what I'm saying, this stringy hair, blue-eyed Jesus, white Jesus on TV, you know, he talking all soft. You know what I'm saying? He's talking soft. Not talking like a man. He's talking soft. Right here, he says his voice was like many waters. Well, and we know when water crash, it makes a lot of noise. It could sound like thunder. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's strike three right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, but let's see. Where we gonna go next? We're gonna go to. I mean, yeah, but you know, they even say what people even say. You know, they don't even care about being the chosen people. They don't even care. They say that as well, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't even care. And that type of person right there, I mean, you know, let's go to Proverbs 14. Proverbs 14:7. You know, I've heard that too. You know, I'm going on experience by, you know, by certain people telling me things and stuff about this truth. You know what I'm saying? But I've been told that one time. They don't even care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care to be a chosen people. They want to be base. They want to be nothing. They want to be told that they are nothing. You know what I'm saying? what have you. This is and then when they start talking like this is what the Bible tells you right here. This is Proverbs 14 and 7. It says, go from the presence of a foolish man. That's a foolish man. That's a foolish person, foolish woman. If she says, he or she says they don't care who they are. How can you not care who you are? You are destroyed. Bottom line, you are straight destroyed. You know what I'm saying? You have given up hope. Talking about you don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? It says a foolish man, when thou perceive it, let me start from the top. Go from Proverbs 14 and 7. Go from the presence of a foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Knowing who you are. That's the most important thing. Like I said, a person without knowing their heritage is like a tree with no roots, right? And I mean, if that person is, I'm pretty sure if you don't care about who he is, he's going to be talking about nothing about nothing. He's talking about nothing but foolish stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it's clear as day right there. Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6. Get some more of this what you call it, lack of knowledge that we have as a people. Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6. Okay. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. We have rejected this knowledge right here. I mean, here in the ISUPK, we are pretty much on every street corner in every major city. You know what I'm saying? Trying to wake our people up. Every Sabbath, every Saturday on these corners, spitting this knowledge out here, trying to wake our people up. But yet our people wants to reject this knowledge. And he said, if you reject the knowledge, he's going to reject you. And that's how we become a base people. He's going to throw you away. You are nothing to him. Bottom line. But yet you are a chosen people, but you choose to be nothing. You choose to be rejected by the Most High. Which is a sad thing, for our people. I mean, we are destroyed. We are destroyed mentally, physically, all around, But there's a way to climb up out of this hole we are in. We have been in since we've been here in captivity. You know what I'm saying? We are still in captivity. They took the chains off, but yeah, we captive to the mentally. We are destroyed mentally. We are captive mentally. You know what I'm saying? And we have to build up our spirit, by using this book right here and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Bottom line. Let's see, but I mean, where are we gonna go here? We have to, what is this knowledge that we're lacking? We're lacking the knowledge of our heritage, who we are as a people. Like I say, it's vital to know who you are as a people. You know what I'm saying? And because if we knew who we were, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in today. We wouldn't be the tail. We will be the head. You know what I'm saying? We are a great nation. We are a great nation of people. The Deuteronomy 7 and 6 says, thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy God. The Most High thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. That's what it says here. How is it that you don't want to be that people? You know what I'm saying? You got people they literally say, oh, we ain't those people. We ain't Jews. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Why don't you look into it? Oh, I know why, because you want to be wicked. That's why. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speak of. That's who you want to be. The greatest deceiver that ever walked the face of the earth. That's who you want to be. But guess what? You can't be like him. Let's take Diddy, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a Hugh Hefner, what have you. Look where he at now. You know, he over there crying. He can't even do 4 years. Man, suck it up, man. You got all that money. I'm pretty sure you set. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot be like the so-called white man out here, the devil that the Bible speak of. This is his world. Isn't that what it says in Job? Let me see. Let me get it. Job. Got to read it. If I'm gonna speak on it, I'm gonna read it. I guess I gotta find it. I think it's 24:9. Or it could be 9:24. I always get it mixed up. Yeah, Job 9:24. And it states, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And everybody know who runs this world. You know, everybody knows who runs this world. We sure in hell don't run this world. We can't even run stores. You know what I'm saying? Like really, I mean, are we that incompetent? We can't even run a convenience store, a liquor store. You know, how is it that they got you know, these heathens coming across the waters, coming across these seas, and they in every single liquor store, wherever we stay at, they in the liquor stores, they in the convenience stores. That should be us in there. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to run these stores, not them. They come all the way over here. They specialists in running liquor stores? If that's the case, why they have to come over here to run them? Oh, because they don't want to give you, you know what I'm saying? The white man want to keep you down. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to strive in this world. You know what I'm saying? Can you just imagine, you know, being that little kid, you know what I'm saying, and going to the neighborhood store, convenience store, and you seeing somebody that look just like you. That's going to uplift you. You know what I'm saying? But all we do is see people on the corners. We see our own people on the corners, our people on the corners destroyed like a wild bull in the net, like Isaiah says. You know what I'm saying? We can't run a store, a liquor store. All we can do is run and jump. That's it. Shoot a ball. Act. That's pretty much it, right? Nah. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. The powers that be, they know what they're doing. The white men know what they're doing. They're keeping they foot on our neck, keeping us base. But the reason why is because we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Knowing who we are as a people, following these laws, statutes, and commandments. If we did just that, we would be above everyone. Above everyone. Like I said, we will be the head and not the tail. But yeah, we want to do all manner of wickedness up in this place. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to stay a base people if we continue on doing wicked. Now let's see. Let's go to we already do that. Let's go to Malachi 3:6. Malachi 3:6. But we got to come back to our heritage, Israel. We got to come back to our identity. You know what I'm saying? Who we are as a people, as a nation, you know, or else we're going to stay lost up in here. You know what I'm saying? Malachi 3:6. And it reads, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. You know, the Christian church tell you, oh, we don't know who the lost tribes are. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, you know, we lost. You know, we don't know. You know, everybody's Israel now. We spiritual Israel. What they say, all that nonsense that they talk about. You know what I'm saying? But he said, the Most High said Jacob, which is Israel, You know what I'm saying? He is the father of the Israelites, the 12 tribes. His name was changed to Israel, which means Prince of Power. But the Most High said, we are not consumed. And he said he was going to put us into captivity, right? And he said he's going to bring us out of captivity in the land that where we are being captives at. You know what I'm saying? Being in captivity at, right? You know what I'm saying? And his word is not vain, you know? So we are going to rise again. And he's using the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, to bring us up out of this captivity under Commanding General Yohanan, you know? But we just have to come back, Israel. We got to take our priesthood back. You know what I'm saying? Being the chosen people, you know? But let's see. You know, so how do, you know, like, how do we, you know, how do we return back to our Father? You know, that's the question, right? You know, how do we get back to being a royal people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been saying it all night. You know, we gotta come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? You know what I'm saying? But let's go, you know, and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to Psalm 119 and 42. Psalm 119 and 142. Let's see how we get up out of here, you know, out of the base state that we are, this low state that we're in, right? I mean, the scripture says, what? Strive to get into the straight gate. You know what I'm saying? You look up that word strive, you know what I'm saying? It's affiliated with try hard. You know, we got to try hard to get out of this straight, you know, to get out of this place, this wickedness that we in. You know what I'm saying? Living the way we are living, which is wicked, day in and day out. It's easy to do wickedness. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? You know what's hard is to do right. Why is that? Because we don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? So he had put this spirit on us. We had drank the cup of what does it say in Jeremiah? The basically the cup of confusion or what have you. I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the Most High put us in this state of being, you know, because we are wicked and we don't want to hearken to the Most High. You know, bottom line. You know, but we just got to strive to get into the straight gate. You know what I'm saying? As a people, as a nation. And that's what Brotherhood's all about. That's what we here tonight, you know what I'm saying? Trying to wake up our people, try to wake up our brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. We are the chosen people, you know? Let's go ahead and get it. So Deuteronomy 119, Salakia, it's Psalm 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Thy law is the truth. Now, if you follow these laws, you will live truthfully. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be living a lie. You wouldn't be telling lies. You know what I'm saying? The law is the truth. You know, you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you will be the truth. Who want to be lied to? Wicked people. You know, then they say that in Isaiah, they tell us lies. We don't want to hear all that gloom. They literally said that. You know what I'm saying? And some of our people are like that right now. A lot of our people are like that right now. You know what I'm saying? They would rather be told lies than this truth here. You know? But, you know, truth, you know what I'm saying? Truth is actually, it's related to the word correctness. You know what I'm saying? And what are we trying to correct? We're trying to correct our spirit. That's what we're trying to correct. And how do you correct your spirit? By following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Doing what the Most High told you to do. Even if you don't, black man, Latino man, Native American man, even if you don't feel you the chosen people, what have you, just be right, be upright, and just follow these laws, statutes, commandments. Anyways. And you know what happened? He's gonna change your spirit. He's gonna build your spirit. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna correct your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Just do it to just do it. Just stop, because I know you don't want to keep being base in this world. You know what I'm saying? Living check to check and just being down and out. Just try to, because I know, like I said, I'm talking to the ones that think they're not the chosen people of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But you are. You know what I'm saying? So-called Black, Latino, Native American man, woman, and child. You are the chosen people of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And all these curses right here. You go to Deuteronomy, start from 15 all the way to 68. Start from chapter 28, from verse 15 all the way to verse 68. And I'm telling you, we fit those curses right there to a T. Bottom line. Go ahead and read it. You know what I'm saying? Read it for yourself. And then if you have any questions, contact the ISUPK, right? That's all you got to do. But if you just want to keep living wicked, hey, it's on you. The Most High gonna deal with you, though. He gonna deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Like Amos. Let's go to Amos. Let's look. I mean, it's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? While we going through these curses that we going through, let's go to Amos. What is it? Amos chapter. Let's see. I don't find it. Because Amos chapter. Let's see. Yeah, Amos chapter 3. Yeah, Amos chapter 3, 1 and 2. It says, "Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying," verse 2, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." What are iniquities? Iniquities is sin. Just take a look at all these other nations around you. These East Indians, these Asians. You know what I'm saying? These Johnny come latelys, I call them. You know what I'm saying? Because we was here way before them. Bottom line. But yet they are way above us. How is that? How is that? Because, like he said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. That's why we're being punished, Israel. If you don't think we aren't the chosen people of Israel, you know what I'm saying? These people are the head and we are the tail. They still coming over here. You know what I'm saying? Getting set up, getting loans and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And sending their kids to college. When we gotta jump through hula through fire. We got to do all manner of just craziness, and you know what the Bible says, the gift destroyed the heart. So once you do get up into that position and stuff like that, you're going to forget about your people. You're going to forget about who you are because you're getting that money. The gift destroyed the heart, but you're going to pay at the end. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, because we are his children. And what does a parent do when he disciplines his children? Yeah, you whoop that tail. And you're going to whoop your tail. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. Let's go to John 17:17, because we're talking about this truth here, right? You know what I'm saying? And truth is what? What was it? Righteous. Paraphrasing. Let me just go back to it again real quick. see, where were we? Psalms 119 and 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. And like I said, truth is related to correctness. You know what I'm saying? If you live by righteousness, you correct your spirit. You know. So let's go find some more of this truth right here. What this scripture says right here. Let's go to John 17:17. John 17:17. Let's see. Okay. 17:17. John 17:17. All right, this is John, the book of John, chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. What's the truth right there? This word, the Most High's word is the truth. And he says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. We just read in Psalms 119 and 142. You know what I'm saying? 142, that righteousness is the truth, right? You know what I'm saying? His righteousness is the truth. The law is the truth. The law is righteousness, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And this is how we get up out of this hole that we're in as a people, Israel. You know, we're like I said, I'm gonna say it over and over again. We are a base people, but yet spiritually we know we great. Can nobody touch us? We are the salt of the earth, as the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be us, you know. But why are we at this? Why are we at the bottom of the barrel? The bottom of the barrel in this place? Because we are a stiff-necked people. That's why. You know what I'm saying? We are a stiff-necked people. We do not want to listen to our Father, the Most High, who art in heaven. You know, I mean, like I said, it's and the thing is, you know, where's it at? I forgot where it is, but it says his law is not grievous. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and it's not. It isn't. You know, but yeah, I mean, some people, they just can't stop eating shrimp. You know, crab, lobster, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy. Pork. You know, we got all kinds of good food out there, man. That's lawful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a trip how they would rather, you know, just be chastised by the Most High, you know, for just because of food. Because of food. You know, it's a trip, man. It is a trip. It blows my mind. You know, as soon as I found out, you know who I was, you know what I'm saying, I put that stuff down. You know, I almost did it, you know, when I was 19. I was like, oh, I'm not going to eat this swine. But, you know, Christians swooped me up. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh, no, that's not for us. That's for Israel. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? You know, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. You know what I'm saying? I guess I still want that pork. You know, but you know what? I ain't even really all about pork like that. You know, I was just like, shit. You know, sluggy. You know, yeah, that's not for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to follow these rules. You know, that's how I was thinking. You know, but let's go to let's see. Let's go to John 8:32. John 8:32. We're already in John, right? Let's get back on this truth right here, right? What is it? What is, you know, his word is truth. You know what I'm saying? What is this truth? Truth is, like I said, it's correctness. You're going to correct your spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to grow spiritually. You know, if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you start by, change, you know, stop eating, you know, I mean, just stop eating whatever your shrimp, you know, if that's your problem, you know what I'm saying? Try not to eat that for a week or something, or for 2 weeks or what have you. I don't know, you know, try to build your spirit. Just try. It said, like I said, it says strive to get into that straight gate. You know what I'm saying? Put them pork chops down, you know. Stop being like that, the pork chop preacher. You know what I'm saying? They'll literally tell you, oh, no, not my pork chops. Not my Jesus. That's what they'll say. Great motivators, motivational speakers. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't saying nothing. To the wise men. You know what I'm saying? To the prophets of the Lord out of the ISUPK. So we got up out of this deep sleep that we were in. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to wake our people up out of this deep sleep that they in. Listening to these pastors leading them astray. They ain't saying nothing. They just want your money. That's all they want. Let's go ahead and get this though. What else say? John 8:32. This is the book of John, verse 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Look at that. Even this right here. I mean, in the I think the New Living Translation Bible, it says set you free. The NIV or whatever it is, it says set you free. What's the difference, right? That's all you hear nowadays. You hear it on social media, you hear it on movies. There's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? It says make you free for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like making is a process. When you make something, you build something, right? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna build your spirit by not eating those that shrimp, crab, lobster. You know what I'm saying? The pork and all that stuff. That's what you're gonna start doing. That's why that's why it says make you free, not set you free. I mean, the Christian church, they know what they're doing. The powers that be, they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just that little word alone. That's why they changed it. Make is really, compared to set, is profound. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, making is a process, and you're gonna start building your spirit up if you start following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Bottom line, but I mean, just that. I mean, I just started hearing that. Why even just set you free? That sound like that sounds so Christian-y. You know what I'm saying? Just the truth shall set you free. You know what I'm saying? No, it's make you free. The truth shall make you free. And these words, you're gonna follow these words, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna follow man. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Let the Father be true and every man a liar." You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna lie about this word as well. That's why it's important to stick with this 16:11 King James Bible. You know what I'm saying? Instead of New Living Translation or what have you, all these little, these rinky-dink Bibles and stuff like that. They talk about, the reason why, because we can't read this, we don't like to read thou and thus and what have you. But yeah, you ask them about Shakespeare. Oh, there go crazy. Oh, I love Shakespeare. It's the same thing. It's Old English. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just they don't want to hear this word. They don't want to come to these laws, statutes, and commandments right here. You know what I'm saying? Which is not grievous, like I stated before. We gotta wake up, Israel. We gotta start following these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, and climb up out of this state of being that we are in. We are down and out. The plight of our people are just. It's terrible to see our people on these streets, on these corners and stuff like that, on fentanyl, what have you. Just strung out on these drugs, just walking around here aimlessly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to help like I said, this is the Brotherhood class. We got to do everything in our ability to wake up our people out here. You know what I'm saying? From being in the state that we are in, because we are a chosen people. We are God's chosen people. We got to wake up, Israel, and find out what our true identity is, our true heritage is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it is vital to know who you are. Let's go to Matthew. Check out what Christ says about these laws in Matthew 5, right? Because like I stated earlier, you know what I'm saying, the Christian churches say these laws are done away with, right? You know what I'm saying? Why? I mean, they deceiving you right there. They deceiving you right there. Why wouldn't you want to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments? Why? You know, that's the question tonight. You know what I'm saying? Why? I mean, it's not grievous at all. You know, I mean, why would a pastor tell you all these laws are done away with? You know, it's a trip because they just want to do wicked. They want to be wicked. That's all they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Matthew chapter 5 and see what Christ said about these laws, right? You know what I'm saying? But that, like I said, the pork chop preacher, you know what I'm saying? He'll tell you that these laws are done away with. It's lawyer. This is book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. And it is written in red, indicating that this is Christ's words right here. You know what I'm saying? It says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. You know what I'm saying? He came to fulfill these words, to fill these laws, to fulfill these laws. You know what I'm saying? 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot, one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. As far as we know, earth is still here, the heaven is still here. You know what I'm saying? And he said, not one jot. A jot is very small. Tittle is very small. You know what I'm saying? Until all be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? This is what Christ said right here in this book right here. So why is the Christian church telling us that these laws are done away with? To lead us astray. You know, it says, if it was possible, Satan would deceive the very elect, right? You know what I'm saying? And he's doing just that, you know, with all, you know, with the chosen people. But there is a small remnant from the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? And here waking our people up as much as we can. You know what I'm saying? We are charged to wake our people up, being prophets of the Lord. You know? Let's get 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he should be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? That'll be your Christian church, your Christian pastors, your Catholic church, your Catholic priests, so-called priests. They ain't priests. They what they call them, PDF files. That's what they are. You know what I'm saying? But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be great in the kingdom of heaven. That's the ISUBK right there. The men in the ISUBK. We are going to be great, called great in the kingdom of heaven, because we are doing everything that we can to wake up our people out there that's down and out there, out in this world. You know what I'm saying? Trying to wake our people up out of this madness, out of this place called Babylon. You know what I'm saying? America, aka Babylon, land of confusion. You know, I mean, they look at you crazy if you call a woman a woman. You know, when she want to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want to stone you to death. If they could, they would. You know what I'm saying? Like straight backwards, like the scriptures earlier. You know what I'm saying? It said we going way backwards as a people. You know, let these heathens do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's for them. You know, but we got to live right, Israel. We got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, Israel. Bottom line, you know. But let's see what we let's go to some more. Let's go to let's see. Let's go to 1 John 2. Get some more of these laws. go to 1 John chapter 2, 3 and 5. Chapter 2, 3 to 5. Yeah. Chapter 2, starting at verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? If we keep his commandments, we know the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Not that what the Christian church teach you a personal relationship. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not what it's all about. We have to keep these commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's how we know him. If we keep the Most High's commandments. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. The truth is not in that Christian church. What's in that Christian church nowadays? I don't even know. I haven't been there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a bunch of wickedness. Dancing and singing and shaking their tail, right? That's it. You know what I'm saying? You got the woman teaching the church. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna go there. It's straight madness up in there. This is basically a club nowadays, right? That's what I hear. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? Or you can see it if you want to look it up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna learn nothing but stupidity. Pastors up there saying nothing. Like I said, they just motivating people to do more wicked. That's pretty much what they're doing, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to verse 5 real quick. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily, verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. That's right. It's perfected. We can be perfect. Yeah, probably, the Christian church told you can't be perfect, right? No, you can be perfect. If you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you can be perfect. That's all you got to do. You can be perfect here in this wicked ass place. You know what I'm saying? We just got to put down the marijuana. Put down all manner of crazy ass drugs that we doing out here. You know what I'm saying? That's all we got to do, Israel. Put down the food. The pork. Like I said, we can't say it enough because that's what's failing. That's what's holding our people back. It's food, marijuana, and drugs. You know what I'm saying? But marijuana is, that's really whooping our tails. There's a lot of men that can be in here, but they don't want to come here because of marijuana. I should have been here a long time ago, but I didn't come in here because of marijuana. You know what I'm saying? So I know this is personal. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's a lot of men out there won't put that weed down. And they want to come up in here, but they just don't want to put that weed down. But you can do it. You know what I'm saying? You follow these laws, statutes, commandments. You start practicing them, building yourself. You know what I'm saying? Follow this truth right here. What's the truth? The Most High's word, right? That we read in John 17:17. Just put that weed down, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Put that whatever kind of drugs out there, all manner of crazy stuff, whatever they doing out there, right? Let's see what else we got over here. Let's go to Romans 6:1. Romans 6:1. See what Paul says, right? Like I said, this the Christian church, they tell us, they told us from yay big, you know what I'm saying, these laws were done away with. We didn't have to follow these laws. All we have to do is just jump up and down and scream hallelujah. You know what I'm saying, in that church. Just sing and scream. That's it, and dance. Us black folks, we love to dance. You know what I'm saying? What did Paul say in Romans chapter 6, verse 1? What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound, God forbid. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna tell me Christ died for our sins so we can keep sinning? Nah. That's not it right there. You know what I'm saying? That's not it right there. We weren't we as a people we're not even worthy. We're not even worthy. What I'm saying? Like, but the Christian church will teach you that, he died for our sins. You know what I'm saying? And it's what they say. Like I said, we can't be perfect. We are born sinners. They say all kinds of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're born sinners. Just straight wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to Romans 6 and 15. Romans 6 and 15. What else he say, right? And it says, no, it's lucky. Yeah, Romans 6 and 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Now, what law is he talking about? He is talking about the sacrificial laws. Christ was the ultimate sacrifice, right? You know what I'm saying? But we still have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. We just don't have to do the sacrificial laws. Really, that's what the Christian church won't teach you that, but they know that. They know that. That's what they be talking about. The laws are done away with. They're just really deceitful. They're deceivers. You know what I'm saying? Because why? They were taught by the white man. Who taught them Christianity? The white man. Did not our captives teach us Christianity? Yeah, you got to think about that one right there, right? So you calling yourself a Christian? Who taught you that? You didn't come over here speaking English. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to think about that. Really think about that one right there. But let's see what we got. Let's go to Matthew 19:17. We're gonna have to keep, talking about these laws right here, that they're not done away with. Because, like I said, the Christian church, they teaching us that, teaching our people that every Sunday. Even that's wicked. You know what I'm saying? They changed that law in the I think it was the fourth century. Constantine. You know what I'm saying? Constantine, supposedly the story was that he worshiped the sun. So he became a Christian and stuff like that. And he changed the law. He made the worship on the Sunday or something like that. He changed the law. He said that was a law now. We have to worship on the Sunday because he worshiped the sun. That's why y'all going to Christian. That's why y'all going to Sunday church nowadays. Let's go to 5. What did I say? 5 and 17. Sluggy. No, 19. Sluggy. 19 17. 19 17. Sluggy Israel. Let's see. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He told a young man right here. He said, if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Like we are not living nowadays. We what is it called? We are, we passing away, you know what I'm saying, at the age of, what was it? D'Angelo just passed away, right? 51 years old. That's still a baby, 51. You know what I'm saying? But we'd be lucky to make it to 70 in our 70s. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I mean, look at all these young rappers, 25. You know, what was Tupac? 24, 25, Biggie 25. You know what I'm saying? This is the sting of death. That's what it's called in the Bible, the sting of death. You know what I'm saying? We are not living. This is not living the way we living today. You know what I'm saying? We are dropping like flies. You know, we'd be lucky as a so-called Black, Latino, Native American to make it to 90, make it to 80. You know what I'm saying? You know, but because of what we do, and what is that? We eat poorly. We eat things that are abominable. You know, bottom line, we be eating none but stuff that straight put us in the grave. You know, straight up. But we got to come up out of this mess, Israel. You know, bottom line. You know, with that, you know, I'm gonna salute the brothers out and say, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to the brothers, and Yahweh Shamar Al Thad by Shem Yahshua to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.